All right, ladies, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome in to the final episode in this Month of Love series called What's Love Got to Do with It? And I'm going to tell y'all it has everything to do with it. I am your girl, Dr. Shayna D. Lewis. Y'all know me. All my friends call me Dr. Shayna. I'm a licensed professional counselor, a TEDx speaker, and a destiny interventionist because I'm here to interrupt your destiny. Ladies, some of us have been going the wrong way. We just been on this road, and I'm here to help you create a U-turn, sis, so you can build, design, and create your extraordinary life, the one you were destined for, not just the one you were given. Okay. And so this month of February, I have committed myself to bringing you a different speaker every single Sunday night in the month of love. And you know, February, everybody was worried about Valentine's. Yeah, I said Valentine's, y'all. Valentine's Day. We were worried about, being booed up or all of these things. And I said, you know what? We need to learn how to love ourselves, sis. Queens need to learn how to love ourselves first before we can even be worried about all that other stuff. So this is what we've done, and we have been here every Sunday night, and it has been absolutely amazing. So do me a favor, if you've been here every Sunday night, I want you to get in the comments and say, I've been here all four. Give me a four if you've been here for four times. Give me a two if you've only been here for two. And give me a one if this is your first night with us. No worries, they're all recorded. You can go back and catch the replays. But you know what they say, you say the best for last, right? Listen, so we got a double, triple treat tonight. Not only do we have an amazing speaker that's coming to us, but also she is a poet. And so we got some goodies that she's going to give us at the end. But allow me to introduce her. And right before I introduce her, say hello and tell us where you are watching from. We always love to know where our friends are joining us from. Okay. So Melanie Joyce Johnson is an author, a passionate writer, poet, and spoken word orator, a performance and oral art that is word based and focuses on the aesthetic of wordplay, such as information and voice inflection. Just love all of that. In her most recent accomplishment, she won honorable mention in Arlington, Virginia's 2017 Moving Words Poetry Competition. Her highly sought out poems, and I do mean highly sought out, I've seen her perform live. This girl is bad. Are visually poignant and scripturally saturated. Did you catch scripturally saturated? Hello, to encourage the hearer's soul. In 2011, Melanie co-founded Sisters with a Purpose Ministries, also known as SWAP. And in 2017, she founded Survival Sisters Peaceful Oasis, an organization aimed at helping Christian women make better relationship decisions, improve their self esteem, and gain tools on how to heal from the trauma and escape domestic violence. Melanie has a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology and a Master of Arts degree in psychology and counseling. She my sister for real, y'all. She's a clinician with Safe Harbor Behavioral Care in Chesapeake, Maryland, and full-time therapist with Ardendale Lodge in Annapolis, Maryland, providing mental health counseling services focused on cognitive behavioral therapy. She my sister for real. That's what I do too. Mindfulness and mindfulness meditation. She is the host of a new podcast. Oh, I can't wait to hear about this. Sis. So Peaceful, a meditation program, yes, ma'am, designed to bring your soul peace during moments of anxiety. Yes, we needed her in our life here in Texas about a week ago, didn't we? A baptized believer for 25 years, Melanie has served as a commissioned local missionary in Charlotte, North Carolina, and a short-term missionary in Honduras. She believes in sincere, deep, unashamed worship and following the Holy Spirit's leading in all things. Y'all, she's deep on so many levels. Her very background in spirituality, psychology, and counseling have provided the perfect foundation for expounding on women's issues. As an author, she has co authored a 9-week devotional book, It's Over, Finding Freedom by Breaking Negative Strongholds. Let's go. And published her first book of poetry, Unashamed, Revealing Truth, in 2014. She currently lives in Arnold, Maryland. Listen, so put your hands together, Facebook family, for my sister, Miss Melanie Joyce Johnson. Hey,
Hey, we in here.
Melanie. Yeah, listen, we got our people here with us. Some of them have been with us before. We got some saying ones, a few fours. Hello from Chicago, from
Yes.
Houston, from Cyprus, from Pearland. All right, ladies, welcome in. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Oh, I'm so excited, Melanie. I'm so
Mhm.
glad see you too. It's been too long since we've seen each other in person, right? I can't
Absolutely.
even. What year was that? That was like 4 years ago,
Yeah,
maybe.
that was 2017, I think, maybe.
Was it that?
It's been a minute.
Golly.
It's been too
It's
long.
been several minutes, too long, but I'm so glad that you are here tonight to help us finish off this amazing series. And it has been good, good. Like the
Yes.
sisters, well, Tommy held us down on the first week. Love her down. Okay. How many of y'all been loving y'all down? Get in the comments. Make sure you've been doing your homework all this time. And then Tracy talked to us about no excuses. Stop making excuses. Get up and do the things you need to do. Follow your passions. And then Crystal, baby, she got us together about that money last week, baby. She taught us some clarities, how we can see clearly. Oh my goodness. And tonight we're going to learn how to love me some her. I love it as a way to round it all out. Thank you, sis, for being a part.
Yes, you got it. I love it. I just have to thank you just for this is just an honor. Every time I'm able to just share a space with you, I just can't believe it actually. I'm like, what am I doing rubbing shoulders with Dr. Shayna?
Girl, listen, I'm rubbing shoulders with Melanie Joyce Johnson.
Yes,
Listen.
I love it. I'm just
It is
grateful.
a wonderful time. Well, absolutely. We
Yeah.
can always start there. I am grateful as well. So let's just hop in. I mean, we've had a full month of conversations, and tonight's conversation is really, I want to focus on the components of us that we don't talk about a whole lot, right? Because what I know about us as women is we have this private self and this public self, right? And we got stuff that we go through on the inside that we just ain't gonna tell nobody.
Mhm.
But I want us to understand and normalize some of our experiences and then create some solutions about what we can do about these things. So one of the things that I know for sure, Melanie, is
Yeah.
that depression is women in general are the most susceptible to depression. Black women in particular at the highest risk of depression. One of
Mhm.
the things I also know is that we don't talk about it or call it that. So you absolutely are, qualified to have this conversation, which is why I have you here. Talk to us about what that looks like. Because there may be a woman right now who may be suffering and not even understand that that's what she's going through. Let's help her. Let's help her out.
Yeah, it's a lot of us. We are definitely going through depression, and it's been a stigma in our community. Black women, African American, people of color, we just don't talk about it. It's a struggle because there's this stigma to be the strong woman, right? And
Mhm.
I had a sweater that I was going to wear tonight. It says she is strong, but there's an issue that I kind of have with that now is
Mhm.
we hold on to that word strength so much so that when things start crumbling, we're crumbling
Mm.
too.
Yeah.
But we don't want
Mhm.
anybody to know that we're crumbling because we have this facade and this perception that we're supposed to hold up to be the ones that are having to take care of our families. If the men are
Mhm.
not there, making sure we raise
Mhm.
our children, then you got to be the biggest boss that I've seen thus far, and so it's just hard to come to terms with the fact that you're struggling with a lot of different things. And you know what, depression, it's more than just, today I'm not feeling good or I'm sad.
Mhm.
It's a continual, it's a condition, right?
Mm.
Condition of just a person feeling discouraged and sad and hopeless,
Mhm.
unmotivated. Yeah, I've been there. Listen, I've been there, disinterested in life in general. And what makes it depression is those things happen over a period of 2 weeks, right? And it starts to interfere with the way that you're living your life on a daily basis. So sometimes you're not able to get out of bed. You don't know what's going on. You don't want
Mhm.
be around anybody. You don't have the same interest that you have anymore. And COVID has added to that
Oh
because
no.
now it has us in our homes. We're not able to connect with people and we're feeling a little bit more low and we don't know how to kind of reach out and tell people that I'm struggling with something. Um,
Exactly.
so it is, it's a condition, it's treatable, but it affects the way that you think, you feel, you behave, you function. And like you're right, it's just a lot of us women that we're living in the shadows of depression and we just don't want people to know. But it's time to come out the shadows.
Come on now. Let's come out the shadows. Somebody put it in the chat box. Hashtag come out the shadows.
Come
We
on out.
do need to stop. We do. Because what happens when we stay in the shadow, when we're not first of all, being honest with ourselves, because I think part of what happens is women don't call the thing a thing. Like we just
Mm-hmm.
push through because we still may get up and go to work. We still may feed the kids. We still may take care of this or that. And we get through life, but
Mm-hmm.
we're not living life,
Yeah.
right? We're literally just getting through. That's called survival, sis.
Mm.
That's not living. That is not what God put us here was to just survive. We are here to live and to thrive. And
Mm.
so I want women, and if you got questions, ladies, make sure you drop them in the comments. You have two mental health professionals that are here right now, and we're able to answer questions, point you in a direction of a place you want to go. While we are mental health professionals, we're not your counselor, but we can give you some thoughts, some ideas, and hopefully point you to folks who can assist you. So this is a real talk. If you need to get in our inboxes and ask us how to find somebody who you can talk to wherever you live, please do that. There is no shame in asking for that. And we'll talk more about that process as we go. But we just need to be able to stop pretending as
Mm-hmm.
if it's okay and it's not. And I
Yeah.
really want us to get out. They put come out of the shadows. So literally come out of the shadows of living in hiding, right? And we think, what would happen if I told somebody that I was sad and crying and I didn't want to get off the bed today? What if I told somebody that?
Well, you know what? That's what we do, and we live in. We have families, we have church communities. You know, just pray about it. You know, increase your faith. You know, we also have homes that say pull yourself up, or we don't talk about that in our
Yeah,
family. And you
yeah,
have so many people struggling to fulfill these expectations that other people have put on them, and when
yeah.
they don't fulfill those expectations, they're left alone. They don't know what
Mm,
lives are just crumbling. And you know, and it starts early. It doesn't start with the people that's on this call right now that may be in their 20s, 30s, 40s, on up. You know, it starts young. And
mm.
the perception of who you are as a woman and as a person, you start developing that at 4 years old.
Yes, you
So
do.
when you start thinking about how you're developing yourself as a person and who you are looking at and who you're listening to, it can have a direct reflection on your emotions. And you know, I was a young woman in my teens, and
Hmm.
I went through depression. I was on medication, and I remember going to the clinic and everything, and they're giving me this medication. I was like, "What is this?"
Hmm.
Because I didn't know who I was. I was struggling with my purpose. You know, it has a
Hmm.
with your identity, and
Hmm.
I just couldn't function. And I
Yeah.
had to own up to that. And like you said, as an adult, especially as an adult, I can notice it in myself because I'm in the field. High functioning depression,
Yeah.
anxiety. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? High
Yeah.
function where you're able to do business, do your work, take care of
Hmm.
your family, pay your bill, drive your do whatever you need to do to make
Hmm.
it look like you're not going through anything, but at home you're crying in the corner of the shower, wondering what's
Yeah.
wrong with you. Right?
Exactly.
Wonder how I'm gonna get out of this pit. So
Exactly.
it's
I love that you gave the term high functioning
mm,
depression, high functioning anxiety, because we can absolutely function in a world and be struggling at the same time.
mm-hmm. People will never know.
Never know.
They'll never
And
know until you crack. And
right.
and you tell them, and they was like, "I would have never known." And I remember
Yeah.
one time I was going through it so bad, and I was stressed out about life, and I was losing weight, and didn't know what was going on with me. And people were like, "Girl, you look good. Why are you looking all that? You looking. I want to look good like you." I was like, "You don't realize I'm stressed out.
You don't even know.
You don't
Wow.
even know my story."
Wow. And that's the thing, because we're not going to tell it.
That's
So
right.
we'll be in that moment. And if we're not ready to be honest, Jane, I'm like, okay, thank you, girl, and go on. But knowing on the inside that this is not what I really want to be feeling like right now. This came because I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, I'm not doing these things, I'm not taking care of myself.
Yeah.
And we will, folks will glorify that without even understanding that that's coming from a place of pain and hurt and
Mm-hmm.
completely miss that piece. This is why I just think it's so important to us as women to have real conversations about these things and create a safe space for it. So, because the topic tonight is I love me some her, and y'all may be thinking, well, why are we talking about depression? That doesn't sound like love. Listen, it's all connected because our ability to address what's really going on. It's
Mm-hmm.
an example of loving yourself, sis.
That's right.
It is. Sisters in the comments saying, Amen. That's me. That's good. True. True. Jeanette says, fourth grade identity got lost in reading almost every book in the small library except encyclopedias.
That's
And
it.
it starts very young.
That's right. That's right. You're looking
So,
for other people to tell you who you are because you don't know who you are.
no clue. One
You
sister
got
said,
to
we
choose
do some
creative.
math
Yeah.
without realizing it. Won't we math it without realizing it?
Mhm.
Wow. We
Yeah.
just do. So, so ladies, there's a difference here. And Melanie, I want you to talk about this a little bit as well, too. We
Yeah.
all will have moments and bouts of sadness and feeling down. Life happens, we have a moment of sadness. But you alluded to it earlier, but I want you to explain a little bit more about these timelines
Mhm.
because every time we feel sad, it doesn't mean you have something that's a clinical depression necessarily. There are specific criteria for that. And so Melanie, talk about that time frame of how she can be able to tell, is this something that's a real problem? Is this the normal sadness that can happen in life? Or am I in a space I really probably need to go talk to somebody to take care of myself?
Yeah, and you definitely want to see, you want to be able to track what's happening in your life. You know,
Mm-hmm.
one of the questions that we have to ask in our intake when I'm talking to clients and the people that we're serving is, how long have you been feeling this way?
Yeah.
And not too many of them say, well, I just started feeling like this yesterday. They've been feeling like this for months, for years. You know,
Mm-hmm.
for it to be clinical depression, it starts with 2 weeks. So if you know that you're not able to function, and doing some of your daily activities, and it's been a consistent 2 weeks where you're low, you're not able to make decisions, you're kind of all over the place, you can't get yourself out of bed, you can't take a shower,
Mm-hmm.
stop combing your hair. Like Tommy said, loving her down. You ain't putting your lotion on and moisturizing. You're not talking to people. Or what you could be doing is just watching Netflix all day long for
Mm-hmm.
weeks and weeks. And I was there binge watching
Mm-hmm.
Netflix and chilling with myself and my pillow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you don't understand what it is. You just feel like you're alone, or you feel like you're tired all the time and exhausted. If this is you, like, it's really something that you want to ask your primary care to take a look at, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's really serious. And if you know that you're somebody that is usually up and upbeat and talking about
Mm-hmm.
things and connecting with your friends and communicating on social media, and you kind of shutting down, or you're getting away from everybody, or you're sleeping all day long, all night long, or can't sleep at all,
Mm-hmm.
it's something to take notice of.
It is.
Yes, it gets really serious. And I know, and I get it. There's sometimes that's why you have this high functioning thing. We don't want people to know. And so you're just gonna go ahead and you're gonna pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Mm-hmm.
But inwardly, you don't feel fulfilled. You're emotional. You may be smiling on the outside and you may be getting your promotions and stuff, but you don't even love your job. You don't love who you're with. You don't love yourself.
Yeah.
Been going on for months and years.
Yeah.
Going
Some
on
of
for
us have been in that state for a mighty long time
absolutely.
and just accepted it as the reality that this is life.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
what we're saying right now is this: it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. It can end right now.
Mm-hmm.
The buck stops here. I know we was talking about money this past time. The buck stops here.
Yeah, it does.
Out here with you, being able to understand. And if you look in the chat, you see that you're in community. You're not alone. There's
Mm-hmm.
universality in this thing where it's not just you dealing with this and not being able to connect with people or know what to do with your life, or very, very discouraged and sad and feeling hopeless and unmotivated. It's sad, but it's like also encouraging to know that you have a tribe and a community of people that are going through the same thing. And
Exactly.
this is when you can kind of speak up and say, oh, you feeling that way too? Like,
Yeah.
come alongside me so that we can support one another.
Exactly. And get through this. And so we're talking about depression right now, but anxiety is her sister. And they can live together in the same house, and they often do.
Mhm.
Talk about what does that look like? Because I think that's one that we really dismiss as being something that's problematic. So describe what that might look like so a sister might be aware.
Yeah, so when I think about anxiety, I know a lot of people, they say, oh, I'm worried. They say that all the time, I'm just worried about it, or I'm concerned, maybe stressed out. But it's more than just worrying about paying your bills, or
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna land a job, or if you're gonna lose that textationship or that situationship that you in, right? It goes beyond just embarrassment or feeling self-conscious about something, or performance anxiety. Like I have performance anxiety coming on here today, right? But it goes beyond just having like a case of the nerves. It can be debilitating. You can't
Mm-hmm.
move, you start having panic attacks, you can't breathe. There's like so many people that are having these physiological like issues where they can't even breathe.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what to do. Feel like they think they're having a heart attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I
it's
feel
because this worry is so constant that it's interfering with your daily life, and it's such a significant distress that you start avoiding social situations. You start thinking people are going to judge you. You're going to be
mm-hmm.
embarrassed, or you humiliated. So you don't want people to know that you're over here sweating bullets, trying to
Yeah,
figure out what's going on. But it's irrational.
it
It's
is.
irrational. And it's one of those things, it's a cognitive distortion, right? It's an
Mm-hmm.
irrational fear or an avoidance of something that you've been through. And you've told yourself that this is how it's going to always be. People are going to always be talking about me. My
Mm-hmm.
family has always been this way. We be having nervous breakdowns in our family. So I'm going to have a nervous breakdown, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then you start feeling even more over anxious. But the Bible
Mm-hmm.
changes for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. See, so
Come on now.
many of us, we're holding on to all this stress when we wasn't even built to hold to it. We weren't supposed to hold on to this stuff. You got to give it to your maker.
Come on now.
What you're doing is you breaking yourself down, holding on to all these different stresses and issues of life. And also with anxiety, you may have nightmares when you start thinking about the traumas of your past.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sleep. You having flashbacks. You start getting,
Mm-hmm.
so many of us have been in situations in relationships. We've been molested. We've been raped. We've been going
Mm-hmm.
through so many. Some of us have been in the military, and we've seen some things that we don't
Yep.
want to talk about.
Yep.
And you're having this panic, and you don't want people to know what's going on. You can't hide that, sis. You got to come on out of there. You have to
Exactly.
come on out of there, and it's okay. It's different than just being worried about what's going to happen if you walk out the door. But if you're debilitated and you can't even walk out the door,
That's the problem.
I remember like I was holding a doorknob for 30 minutes because of social anxiety. I couldn't even
Wow.
get out the door.
Couldn't
Just
even walk
go
out the
to
door.
a community event. This was pre-COVID, y'all. Go to a
Mm-hmm.
community event because my mind was playing tricks on me, telling me you're not gonna be able to do right. They're gonna think something about
Mm-hmm.
you. They don't look right. You're looking crazy. You're gonna say the wrong thing. And this is in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
In my 30s, I was like, why am I so worried about just go open the door and go? Couldn't even open the door.
Open the door.
It's real.
Wow.
It's real.
Well, thank you for sharing that because, sometimes, again, I think we don't understand what things actually are. And they can go to an extreme like that where you literally can't leave your house so that's one extreme. And then on the other side of that is full on panic attacks. You can't breathe. You feel like you're about to have a heart attack.
Mhm.
Folks are like they're going to faint. It's a physiological response
Yeah.
to what is really a psychological issue. A lot of people will go to the hospital saying they're having a heart attack when they may be having a panic attack. You
Absolutely.
just don't know that. It happens all of the time. And
Mhm.
so it's so important for us to understand how this shows up for us. And it may look different for everyone.
Yeah.
And the point of this discussion is to help you identify, maybe have I been experiencing anxiety? I just didn't give it a name. It's just a thing that I've been dealing with,
Mhm.
right? And so the other extreme that Melanie talked about on the other end that many of us probably experience but don't understand as anxiety is that excessive worry. And
Yes.
you can worry about this or that, but I'm saying excessive worry, where
Mhm.
you worry all of the time. You're
Mhm.
always in your head thinking about, well, what about this? And what if this goes wrong? And what if that goes wrong? And I'm worried if somebody walks the door, something will happen to them. And part
Yeah.
of what happens is people will call that being controlling, like you're trying to make people do this or
Yeah.
that, but you're trying to manage your anxiety by trying
Mhm.
to make other people do certain things. But it
See,
might be anxiety, sis, but we're not calling it that.
we're not calling it that. And sometimes we become a victim of information overload. We find ourselves all over YouTube. We find ourselves
Mhm.
on social media. Every time
Mhm.
we turn around, we watching the news. Listen, good news rarely makes news, so you're gonna always be stressed
That's
out.
so true. I don't fool with the news. I can't.
It's good news rarely make the news. So if you're turning your TV on and you're watching that, you're gonna always be in distress because that's what it's built to grab your attention,
Yes.
keep you afraid, keep you
Yep.
wondering what's next. Should you eat this food or should you not eat this food? Oh, it's good today, but next year you shouldn't.
Yep.
It's going to always be something that's going to keep you in extreme fear and worry. And so you have to be able to protect yourself and shield
Mhm.
yourself from so much information that's being sent out into this world because this is the only body you have. This is
It is.
your, and nobody else is going to take care of it but you.
Yep.
Unless you laid up somewhere and now you can't take care of your body and somebody has to take
Exactly.
care of it for you. And
Exactly.
that's what we're trying to prevent tonight is information and knowledge and community. So you
Mhm.
don't have to go through this stuff alone.
Exactly. And that's the worst piece is to go through the loan. Let me just interrupt and do a commercial break right here. If you just tuned in, you like, what in the world have I just stumbled upon? You are watching What's Love Got to Do with It. Y'all, this is a
Yeah.
4-week series in the month of February. I'm your host, Dr. Shayna. Today, our guest is Melanie Joyce Johnson. She's a mental health practitioner as well as a poet and spoken word artist as well. And so tonight we're having a conversation about love me some her. And really, we're talking about it from our mental, emotional well being. How can we demonstrate love for ourselves when we think about our emotional well being? Many times we may overlook that because we got stuff to do. I ain't got time to,
Yeah.
sit over here and be sad. I ain't got. We
Okay.
need to pay attention and
Okay.
make time because it's going to make time for you, whether
Yes.
you make time for it or not. And one of the greatest things that disservices we do to ourselves is literally we have all of this stuff going on, and we'll talk about stress next and what that looks like. But these things are killing us from the inside out.
Yeah.
Literally, there is a physical component to these emotional issues that we're talking about, and it will show itself, it will manifest in
Yeah.
a very physical way. And with this being Heart Health Month as well, to February, women and Dr. Kim Sims, she's like my one of my favorite doctors. She's my sister too, and she talked about this the other day. Well, she has a whole campaign this month that women are the number one victims of heart disease.
Mm-hmm.
More women die of heart disease than any other thing. One thing, cancers all pulled together. Heart disease, stress, anxiety, all the stuff we're talking about. These things are affecting our hearts, ladies.
Yes.
We're not helping ourselves. We're talking about love me some heart. Take care of your heart, sis.
Yes, you have to. You have to take care of your heart and you have to be able to listen to your body. That stress is real.
Mhm.
You know that you're working too much.
Yes.
Working, I don't even have any children and I'm working 2 jobs and I'm stressed out and trying to work in ministry and trying to have your own organization and trying to, the
The
and,
and.
trying to, climb up whatever kind of ladder so that you can be approved by people and so that you
Mm.
everything that you're doing to be fulfilled when that you're already fulfilled by the Lord.
Come on now.
He's already accounted you worthy. You don't have to start building on all these different jobs here, there, and everywhere and taking on everybody's problems and your family,
Mm.
and your friend
Mm.
circle, your girlfriend circle. You don't have to take on everything. You wasn't built to do that. You wasn't built to do that. And sometimes we've been fooled by the world when people say you a strong black woman or you a strong woman, you so strong. And so now you scared to cry.
Oh.
Because you got to keep up this facade that you
Mhm.
strong. You scared to say that you have some fears or that you don't know or that, maybe I shouldn't, do this or make this decision because you should be the person that has all knowledge, amongst the people, in your circle. And it's not like that.
It
You have
is.
to be real with yourself. And when you start feeling like everything is coming up on you,
Mm.
and you stress and it's just a heavy weight
Lord
on
have
you and there's a voice in you telling you doing too much.
Mm.
That voice
Listen.
won't just come there just for any reason. You got to
No.
listen. that. You got to start doing something to help yourself. Now, I know we probably gonna talk about that a little bit more, but you got to do something to show yourself some love. Like I said, nobody else is gonna love you the way
And
that
they
sometimes
can't.
you need to be loved, right?
Exactly. Because the reality is no one else can love you better than you love yourself, right?
Mhm.
And here's the thing, it's our job to do it anyway. That's the first part of it.
That's right.
We are called to do it. Listen, if you enjoying this conversation and you getting some value, put me some ones in the comments. Give me some hearts and some love. Let Melanie Joyce Johnson know that she is touching your world. And
Oh,
do
that
me a
is say you love me. I love me. I
yeah.
love
And then hit that share button because some sister on your timeline needs to hear this message. She
me.
is struggling right now. She is stressed out to the max and she don't even know how she gonna make it up, get up in the morning and get to whatever it is she needs to do. And she needs to understand she's not alone. She needs to have someone she can call this thing and she needs to understand what she can do about it. And
Yeah.
that's the power of us speaking out loud and having conversations and calling things things. I'm big about call a thing because I can't do nothing with it if I don't call it a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't move it. I can't do anything until I address it. We got here come the heart, sis. Here
That's
come the
right.
one. All
That's
right, they're getting their value right
come
now.
on in here. Come on in
So,
here.
and so this whole stress thing you just talked about, this strong black woman syndrome, where we get to carry the world on our shoulders, we need to understand it comes from a mighty, mighty long time ago. There was a point 400 years ago that we didn't have options and choices, where
Okay.
we had to be the caregivers. We had to carry stuff on our back. We had to do things on our own because we didn't have no help in the house. It was just us because they was out yonder doing other things, and it
Okay.
was on us. We didn't get to have feelings. We didn't get to have opinions or any of those things, but we're still walking around with that generational trauma in our bodies, even right now, today,
Okay.
operating like her, and we free. And we
Okay.
don't act as such. We still continue to carry the weight of the world on us.
Mm-hmm.
Sisters, it is time for us to put that cape down.
Yes.
We
Take the
don't
cape
need
off.
it. Lord,
Take
how
the cape off. Take it off. And you don't have to feel embarrassed or humiliated that you 50, 60, 70 years old and you just now hearing information like this. There's no
yeah,
time like the present.
that's right.
And the Holy Spirit don't brought you here so that you can hear the word that's going to help you. And a lot
Yes,
of people will make you feel like you should be ashamed and that you should be embarrassed to even be bringing something up like this. But it's going to be embarrassing when you end up in a different state because you
exactly.
take care of your body. That's the part that's going to be embarrassing because you're in a community. This is a safe space. You know, I call my future counseling center the Peaceful Oasis, right?
Come
And
on
the
now.
Oasis stands for open and safe inside, right?
Yes.
This is a safe space, and whenever you come into my presence or whomever it should be in this circle right here, it should be
Mhm.
open. We should be safe inside whenever we come together as sisters. We shouldn't be judging each other, trying to one up each other.
Mm.
We're supposed to be working together because we all know
Mhm.
we got something that we got going on. So
Yes, we do.
how is it helping me by bringing you down and telling you that you should be doing this or you should be over all those traumas and stuff in your past? We got to come alongside each other and show some love. We got to.
Oh, that's a whole nother. We gonna get there because love me some her. We need to love ourselves, but we need to love each other too. And we have capacity to do that. But we first got to love ourselves first. 'Cause I can't give you what I don't have. If I haven't done my work around my hurts, my pains, my disappointments, my sadnesses, whatever those are, I'm going to project that onto you, sis. I will do it every single time. They say that unless you heal, you're gonna bleed on other people who didn't cut you.
Okay.
And we need to be in a space that we need to heal those wounds. Now I'm gonna back like this getting good. They all in the comments. Come on, sis, put the cake down. Hey, Crystal. Amen. Wow, this is awesome. Needed this. Hey, Deborah. Listen, we all need this, right? It's so powerful when we understand what it is we're really in the throes of because knowledge is power, but wisdom is moving with
Come
that
on.
thing, right? Because you can know a bunch of stuff and don't do nothing with it. But I
Okay.
want us to be wise here. This is the thing. So when we talk about this stress space, right, taking on all of these things, we think we're the only. And I'm gonna tell y'all, sisters, I got a cape. I had to put mine down. I realized that I may do things the way I like them, but sometimes we need to ask for help, Melanie.
That's
What does that sound like?
right.
Asking for help.
You got to ask for help. Listen, don't be afraid to ask for help. People keep telling me, do you need some help? And I'm like, no, I got it. Because I'm trying to do everything in my own
Yeah.
that I think I have so that I can show that I did it on my own,
Yeah.
that you can approve of me, that you can
Ooh,
look at what I did, but you're not loving yourself when you're taking on all of this stuff on your own and you're not asking people for help. And the next thing you know, your emotions are all all out of whack because
yep.
you're placing all of this stuff on you and it's weighing you down. And now you don't know how to get yourself out of it, right?
Wow.
And all stress is just going to compound you. Now there is some good stress where you have to go through a couple of things and that it can propel you forward.
Right.
It could push you forward so that you can achieve a goal, or that you can, the stress that you kind of put your body on when you're lifting the weights, because it's going to be making
Mhm.
you stronger. But then there's just some stuff you just start throwing stuff on your back, right? You don't have to throw just anything on your back and you're weighing yourself down and it doesn't have any protective purposes or doesn't have
Right.
any strengthening purposes for
Right.
you. It's just things that you're adding to your life. And when it doesn't have anything of value that it's adding to you, then what does that mean? It's devaluing you.
Yeah.
Now you're low. Now
Wow.
you feel like you're worth nothing because you
Yeah.
get up out from under all this heap of junk that you don't put yourself under. And
Hmm.
that can be jobs, it can be people, that can be
Mm.
perceptions, that can be your past, that can be somebody else's past. You holding on to
Mm.
somebody else's past.
Ooh.
That's not your past. Unforgiveness, that's
Ooh.
stress.
Ooh.
They say unforgiveness is you mad at somebody, you drink the poison and you hoping they die.
But you the one with a cup up to your lip.
You don't took all the stuff in because you can't forgive, and now you stressed out. And every time you see this person, your
Mm.
mouth is all tight. Unloose your lips, sister, and say I forgive you.
Because which what I want you to know, she's sleeping good at night, and you the one up all night mad about
She
it. I'm
sleep.
just saying.
She sleep. She don't know nothing about what you stressed out about
At all.
at all.
And that forgiveness is a big one because we have our justified indignation, we have our justified reasons to be angry and upset. And I understand that part somebody done did you wrong, and I get it. But the thing you got to know about that, sis, is the forgiveness is always for you. It's never meant for them.
It's always for
It's
you.
100% about you, and your capacity to be who it is you're supposed to be is directly tied to your ability to release the things that no longer serve you.
Come on, speak it.
No
That's
longer serve you.
not
That's that stuff Melanie talking about putting on your back just to put on your back because it ain't gonna let you get nowhere. It's just when it's like you went around with 100-pound brick
mm,
on your back for the sake of what? To say I can carry it?
no. No, you got to let that stuff go. Holding on to grudges and judging other people over the bad decisions that they make, and that's just
Hmm.
down a negative, stressful path. You got to be
Really?
kind to yourself and,
Please be
and
kind to yourself.
let that drama go. And I say, if you just that much upset about it, what I understand, what I believe now, there ain't nothing that the blood of Jesus can't cover. If
Woo! Say that
if
again.
that person did something to you, Jesus, he can cover that. You don't have to worry about it because you don't got enough blood to cover what they don't did for you. Let Jesus' blood take care of that, and you go ahead,
Woo!
you go ahead on and live your life, a prosperous, abundant life.
Please. Because that's why we got a father. That's why we got one. So you ain't got to carry these burdens of all these other people in this world that have wronged you. Vengeance, he said, was his anyway. We need to let him do his job and
That's
we
right.
need to sit down somewhere. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh my
sit
God.
down. I say, sat down somewhere. Sat
Down,
down. You should have sat down by now.
have
Have yourself
several seats.
yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. These sisters are saying many years ago, I began to have severe panic attacks, anxiety, agoraphobia, had a lot of challenges to overcome. Thank you, sis, for sharing that.
Yeah.
Renee says, hey, Renee, forgiveness is truly for self. It is. It is for self. Say that.
Yeah.
Unforgiveness causes sickness. It
Yes.
does. It turns against us, y'all. One of the unforgiveness is tied to even this anger and resentment that we have for people who have wronged us. And
Mm,
what we have to know clinically is
yes.
that anger that is unresolved, that we do not do something with that's healthy, turns into depression.
Yes.
So when you walk around angry, I mean, and I understand somebody did you low down, dirty dog, just wrong.
Mm,
You trusted them and
yeah.
you are so angry. And I'm not saying you don't have a right to feel how you feel because you do, sis. But
Yeah.
what I want you to understand is what that is doing to you if you don't find your way working through it.
Yes, you got to work through it. And it goes deeper than that anger. It's something going on. And
Yep.
I heard this quote one time and I'll never forget it. It says, anger is the safest way that grief knows how to express itself. You're
Mm.
grieving something. You heard
Ooh.
about something. Your
Yes, you
feelings
are.
are hurt, and you trying to protect yourself from that hurt, and you don't want
Right.
people to know that you're going
Yeah.
through something, and so you're gonna lash out, or
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
make yourself bigger than the pain that you're going through by
That's
being
so
angry
good.
and being explosive and being controlling over things, but you're really just doing a disservice to your body when you need to be processing some grief and some
Ooh.
and
That is
some
good.
loneliness. Like that's some loneliness that you have in there, or some bitterness that you
Wow.
holding on to. And
Wow.
so when you start bringing some of these issues down, a lot of it goes right on back down to hurt.
Yeah, it does.
Hurt
It
yourself.
does.
You feeling hurt, you feeling rejected, you feel alone,
Mm-hmm.
you feel discouraged about something. You're like, I don't want people to know that that's how I really feel, so I'm gonna just get mad, can't fight.
Get mad, can't fight. Somebody write that down. Get mad and can't fight. Oh my God, that's good.
Fight, but you want to show everybody that you're angry, but that's not really who you are. You're really
Ooh.
sad about something. You're hurting about something, and you're
Wow.
afraid to let your emotions show because of how you feel like you're going to be perceived.
Right, that judgment piece, right?
That's
And
right.
so we'll say what sis just beautifully. I love angry and can't fight. Lord have mercy. That's a whole t-shirt.
That's
The,
right.
the thing that came to mind, we talk about anger. Anger is a secondary emotion, right? It's the one that is the surface one, but you got to go below. It's like that iceberg thing, right? You see the iceberg, but that's the symptom. That's the top, but it's something underneath. And this
Yeah.
is the space where doing your work. And if you've been with me for a while and y'all have followed me, you've heard me talk about doing your work is especially important. Because first of all, nobody else can get to do that work.
Mm,
Uh, Nobody else, you can't pay nobody to do your work. First
that's
of all, you got to do it yourself. And
mm,
it may not be comfortable though, right, Melanie? We're not
right.
talking about this is easy because I don't want this to sound like we're saying, well, sis, just do this and tomorrow you'll be better.
Mm,
That ain't what we're saying. This is hard work.
no, it's a process. All of this is a process to get through. It took you a long time to get to this place. So what makes you think it's going to happen at the flip of a dime
That's
to get
right.
back better, to feel better? It is. It's a process. And one thing that I tell my clients is, I almost make a joke about it, but I say, you have. I'm the facilitator of this process, but you got a whole lot of work to do. I merely facilitate the process. Now you have somebody that can support you and hold your hand along the way, but there's some work that you have to do. And so
Yeah.
that's what this is letting you know that, dang, there is some work that I need to do on myself. And now I have like sisters that can encourage me, somebody that's going to urge me to go see a therapist, somebody going to urge me to see what I need to do to get my spiritual life back
Yeah.
intact,
Yeah.
so you're a whole woman, sis. You a spirit, you have a body, you have a soul, and you live in a body. You a total woman. So that means you got a total work that you need to do.
Oh, hashtag in comments.
Total, total body workout that you
Total
have.
body workout. Wow.
Total
That's
body.
good. That's so good. Listen, I hope y'all caught all that. Maybe somebody had y'all pen and paper and y'all was writing some notes because there were several gems. Boy, that Melanie Joyce Johnson, she dropping them one out. I'm like, I can't even keep up. It's
Yeah.
so good. But your sisters are with you, protecting your heart from pain. Renee says can stroke you out because of the stress on your brain and your heart. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Cause your pressure to rise. It is a process. You must go deeper and put in the work to begin your healing. And one of the greatest things for me, and you brought up the connection between mind, body, spirit.
Yes.
I truly believe, and I have for forever, that because we're a tripart being, we really do have to address all components. And
Yes.
when you talk about love me some her, you can't do it without incorporating God in that mix.
That's
There is zero way that you
that's
can even know how to love you if you're not connected to your creator and know what love is in the first place.
absolutely. He is love.
Come on now.
So how you gonna find out how to love if you haven't talked to the one that is love? And then he
Wow.
tell you to love your neighbor as yourself, but you don't know how to love you because you don't know who the one who is love. Ain't nobody gonna get loved around here.
Listen, we
Nobody
gonna be in a world of
gonna
trouble.
get love.
Lord, oh my God.
Yeah.
Listen, so there's so many components of us as women and learning to love ourselves and love ourselves. One of the things I say, I have this affirmation, and I say, I will love, I will love and accept me for who I am,
Mm,
when I am, where I am.
yeah,
Because what I understand is we are always on our way. Since
yeah,
we don't arrive at any one destination, it is a journey, and
yeah.
we have pit stops, but we are on our way, and we can love ourselves in all of the imperfections, the flaws, the
Mm,
mistakes, the mess ups. It doesn't have to affect
that's
how
right.
much we love ourselves.
That's
But
right.
we talk about self-esteem, and many times when we make mistakes or we get something wrong, we
Yeah,
are the hardest on ourselves. We go right here to negativity. Oh, that was dumb or stupid. How did I do that? And we tear ourselves apart.
that's right. We do it before anybody else can do it.
You sure can.
We do it before anybody else can do it. And they don't even have to say a word to us. And we've already discounted our worth. We've already told ourselves that we're not worthy of this person, that we're not
No.
worthy of this job. I'll never be able to excel in life. I'll never be able to get over anything because I've had all of these failures. And you're just bringing your self-esteem down by the moment.
You are.
You're bringing it down by the moment. No, people don't even have to say anything to you. You do it to
Mm-mm.
it's self-destruct.
You do.
That's
Self-esteem.
self-destruct. You remember Inspector Gadget? In 3 seconds,
Okay.
the
It's
message
gonna go.
self-destruct.
Yeah.
You need
We'll
that
do
message
it to
to
ourselves.
self-destruct, sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the beauty though about the mind. The mind is so powerful.
Yeah.
And we don't spend enough time nurturing our thinking and our thoughts and how powerful the mind is. And you're a CBT therapist like I am. And so we focus a lot on our thinking and
Mhm.
how when you have negative thoughts, it's going to create a negative feeling. And my sisters in my academy, y'all can go ahead and quote this in the comments because I done taught y'all this already. It's going to affect how you feel, and it's going to affect what you do, and your outcomes will not be what you say you want because you have already thought of it in a negative, ugly way. It didn't have any other way to turn out but negative and ugly because that's where you started.
Mm,
So learning to challenge our thinking, and I know Renee is one of my sisters on the line, and she's a big in affirmations, and affirming ourselves is so
yeah.
important. But what I love, affirm ourselves with the word of God. He's
Yeah.
given us so many words. He
Mm,
already chose us before there was a foundation of the earth.
come
So why
on.
are you running around here trying to make somebody choose you? You sad because they said they didn't want you when you were already chosen, sis.
Already chosen. And sometimes if you don't even know what to say about yourself, because I hear that a lot with some people that I work with, and we start trying to create affirmations jar and they don't know where to begin, you know. And you can go straight into the scriptures and God will tell you everything that he feels about you, that he loves you, you know, even in the midst of your sin, when you was doing wrong, when you was out there doing
Hmm.
wrong, you know you shouldn't have been, he forgave you, he redeemed you. I am delivered. I am at peace. I am loved, you know. I'm delivered. I'm righteous.
Ooh,
I am the right.
ooh.
Come on.
Somebody put those in the comments. Those are affirmations,
I
sis.
am safe. You know, somebody out there, they don't feel safe right now. He is your refuge. You are safe.
Mm, mm,
Safe. You're
mm.
forgiven. You're taken care of. You are
Come
enough. I used to carry a mirror around with me, and I used to write it on every mirror in my home and on the little when I had a TV set. I wrote it on the TV set with a dry erase marker. I am enough. You would have thought I was being Mary Jane out there. I had no cards on the wall, had no cards on the mirror, and every time I would go to a mirror, it would say, "I am enough." It would say,
Yes.
"Tears are okay." It would say, "Somebody is praying for you. It's okay to cry. Jesus loves me. This I know.
Mm,
I am what I think. I'm loved. I'm okay." One of them just said, "I am okay."
period. That's
Sometimes
it.
you don't have anything else. It's I am okay.
Listen. Oh, that's so good. Sisters, if y'all don't have affirmation in your life,
Yes, it's powerful.
you who is powerful. Someone said, "Oh, repeat the affirmation I just said." The affirmation I just said is, "I will love and accept me for
Mm,
who I am, when I am, where I am." So
yeah,
it means no matter where you are in your life and your journey, you can still love yourself because your Father loved you first, even in our imperfection, in our sin, in all of our wrongdoing. He didn't turn some of the biggest evil folks into Christian folks who done went and saved a whole bunch of folks. He done made them leaders and raised up the whole nation behind people who folks have said, we're going to throw them away. Do you understand? If he could do it for them,
he can do it for you, sis. Come on, sis.
Oh my gosh. What? And this is the other thing that I want. Listen, we done got real high up in here tonight. Listen, the thing I want us to understand, a lot of times we think, get your fan, sis. Somebody go get a fan. Just the thing that we think that what happened to us is who we are. And it was never what happened to you that made you who you were. It was what just happened to you. There was still a you that it happened to, but we get that confused. And that's one of the things, the traumas of our life will get us twisted to make us think that I am not worthy or valuable now because of whatever happened to me. But we need to learn to make a separation between those things. And even if it wasn't a trauma, if it was a decision you made and you like, well, if I hadn't just done this or that, and you think it's unforgivable, we got to go back to the beginning, because he said that he would forgive us for those things. We just have to come to him, repent of those things, and seek his help and his guidance. Lord, have mercy.
Forgiveness is waiting. I just learned that forgiveness is already waiting for you. When you turn around and you think you ready for God to forgive you, his hand was already out. It's already there. Forgiveness was already there waiting for you to turn around.
Lord, have mercy. We just have to extend it. One sister is saying she has a 15-year-old granddaughter who's intelligent and articulate. She barely comes out the house. Oh, she has severe panic and anxiety. I don't live with her, but you try to encourage her. I wish I could take her pain away. Oh, I know you do. If she's not seeking help, sis, and you need to, connect her wherever, it doesn't matter where she lives. We have connections where there's a network of clinicians across the country that I can put you connection with to find someone to assist her or help her. And that's the thing. You said it earlier, Melanie. It doesn't wait until you're 30 and 40 years old to start. It can start very young, very young. And we need to be able to help our babies so they can live full lives and be able to experience all the things that are available to them that God has for them.
That's right. Wow. Perhaps that's what it is that you can do to help her, not necessarily to take the pain away, but to lead her to the person that can help heal her. And so that's probably what you can do best for your granddaughter. You say the granddaughter is to get her to the connection where she can get that help.
Please do. So send me an inbox me or Melanie, and we'll be happy to make a connection. Oh, you in my hometown in Memphis, Tennessee. Please send that inbox so we can connect with you folks. That's my old, I was born there, child. I'm from the South, for real.
I'm from Jackson, Tennessee.
Listen, the Tennessee connection up in here. Yes. Oh my goodness. Listen, this has been an amazing discussion. We've been here an hour already. Can you believe that?
That's good.
I know that's what it's good. Listen, family, if you are just tuning in, you have stumbled across. Somebody said she's so glad she stumbled onto this live. I'm glad you did too. Since Holy Spirit makes zero mistakes and knows what we need when we need it. Just make sure you hit share on your timeline. Someone in your world needs to hear this. She is struggling right now, dealing with depression or anxiety or feeling amazingly stressed out and has no clue how to get out. And there are ways to get help. We don't have to just live in the space that we got. We have choices, but we need to make the ones to free ourselves from the things that hold us back. So, sis, we've had a robust conversation for sure. You said, how do you inbox? You on Facebook, that you click on, if you go to anybody's profile, there's a message button. Hit message and it'll send us a message. And I'm checking your name too. So if neither of us, we don't see it, I'll be looking for you to inbox you.
Yeah.
So one of the things I want to make sure we do is that you share your spoken word with us, because I am always blessed. And you talk about, language is powerful. And this is what I love about spoken word. And when you put words together, y'all, whatever y'all are doing, so before she starts, I need you to stop. If you cooking, just put it on low. If you doing something else, sit down. I want you to be able to focus, because I know what I know. And my sister brings it, and she's going to give us she's going to tie some words together that's going to make you think about some things that you've never thought about before. So I want to give her 6 minutes to have this conversation with us and our emotional selves so that we can connect. and then we'll come back and close us out. So I'm going to remove myself from the stage and give
Okay.
you the full stage, and then I'll come back when you are finished. Well, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present to you Melanie Joyce Johnson, the poet extraordinaire.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I'm in a space that I love is the spoken word. Sometimes when I was younger, I couldn't say what I wanted to really say. So I had to put it down in word form. And so this is what I have for you ladies today, that love matters. Okay. I love you, but I don't like you. I text message myself. I love the way you stand up for pain, but I don't like how you can't seem to find a backbone to praise. I need God to auto correct my love because I'm proclaiming his high and holy name, but group messaging how I can't seem to stop getting high on my shame, throwing shade over my pity party parade. That's love in me is a joke. Late night sending hate mail to my spirit and wonder why it's broke. Cloaked in lies, it shrieks and twists and broken cries. Something's been stolen from me. The innocence once seen in me is gone, and the authenticity of my love has been replaced with a hate song on repeat in me. So long, love. Because I don't like the way you shatter every dream God wraps in his purpose. You cradle your disgrace. You're still nursing your hurts, like rocking a baby in her bassinet instead of rehearsing your worth. You should be weaned by now. But you're still wiping away the same old pain like a milk mustache, being captivated by thieves who ignore your beliefs, but who capture your attention with, you sure got a pretty smile, my sister. When will you finally be enraptured by the Prince of Peace? And you call yourself ready for love, humming, I give myself away. So another he, not thee, can use me. Some love this is. Looking in this mirror, supposed to be a reflection of Christ, but I'm the bride wearing ivory and not white. But hey, it's close enough. I come close enough in my worship, close enough in my prayers, close enough in my time. I'm closed, and that's enough. God asking me to be more divine, playing psychological games with my mind. Why don't you just anoint me and let's get this over with? Because I'm over it, spiritually sick, regurgitating my dismal fate. But sister, why you so late, pregnant on your purpose? A tomb carrying wounds in your womb like a fetus. Dress right, dress your thoughts, but your emotions are out of line. Two step, one step, I don't know, but I've been told in step with the captain of your soul. But hating on your sister when you were the one who left her first love. You shove your arms around the disastrous master of your soul, the one who won't challenge your trollish and impish stroll down the memory lane of pain, stumbling from your Saturday wobble that doesn't match your Sunday praise, hands lifted in a spiritual stupor, unable to grasp the unadulterated word because intoxication of your spirit just won't align with your super night life. Shining no brighter than a night's light, yet you expect people to see Christ in you. You're dreaming and sleeping on what God can do through you. His love is not a fantasy, but you've been injected with the fallacy that you're going to magically open your eyes one day like Snow White and be able to love and live right. Yet if you really want to love like Christ, pour your heart out like living water and wash away your mistaken identity and enter his remedy, a platter of delectable eternal treats where God speaks and gardens creep up like vines on dilapidated buildings. You're decrepit. But he can't help it, can't help but to love you when that's who he is. Jesus, who commanded love, who sacrificed, demanded love, but we choose to only give it if we can only get it in return. Love is not an option. Love is not your weapon. Love is a word of action, not a fraction to only hand out when you're in the spotlight. Making broken covenants, living on broken promises, walking on clouds so ominous, mistaking his grace for dominance. You're a broken record sounding like Doubtful Thomas. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. And yet we have the nerve to say, I'll love the way I want to. I don't like you. Are you tired of saying, I don't like who I am? Trying to pray to God as anonymous when he sees your accomplice is desperation and your compass is impatience. Slow down and see, oh, taste and see that God so loved the world. And that's not just them out there. The world was once me and you, to whom he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believes in him should have eternal life. That's right. So if God is love, love so loved the world that love gave love's only begotten love, that whosoever believes in love should have everlasting life. So why is it so hard to find love when love is the light? Love requires sacrifice, but for some reason you're always running from God who forsook his only child so you could become one. He had to release him to the world so you wouldn't run from love when you saw him. But while you're so occupied loving how you look in the mirror, love died for you. Love cried for you, despised, rejected, pierced in the side for you. But your broken love is only a token of your inability and instability to believe love. But how do we expect to receive love when even God had to release love in order to retrieve love from us? So, beloved, be loved, and let us love one another, for love is of God. And everyone that loves is born of God and knows God. She who loves not knows not God, for God is love. So I love you. But I don't like when you don't like you, because it means you'll treat me like you treat yourself, as not worthy or deserving of love. Yet your very life's existence was based on love's persistent pursuit to not see you perish. I relish in the thought that one day we'll get this right. You'll love me as Christ loves you. We'll sacrifice ourselves for each other's good, bear the burden and pain of sisterhood as sisters could, whose Savior withstood the enemy so we would no longer have to be that to each other. So it's time. The next time you see or are someone crying because they can't find love, remind her that her life was based on love. Help her retrace her spirit lineage of love and embrace that God wanted her to experience it firsthand from above. In eternity, she was birthed and fashioned. She's perfectly on earth, recast as a spirit-filled symbol, eternally stamped and revamped, a champion of worth, worthy of defeating the curse that Satan tried to lay blame on her. Her love now auto-corrected, and shame no longer auto-directing her nights. She recollects her thoughts and reinvests in her new walk, sends a peaceful message to her soul that is in love with the mirror image. And now she actually loves that image. She loves her. Thank you.
Listen, I sure want to be in the room with you right now. I was like, wait.
Gosh.
Y'all catch that? Let me see some hearts, some love. Listen, girl, sister, that. I think you bad, you bad, you are.
Love matters. We got to love ourselves, y'all. And if we can't love ourselves, how we going to love somebody else?
Listen, and it's so simple, right?
Yeah, it seems like it's so simple. Yes.
Wow. I mean, y'all give us some snaps, some claps, some hearts. They said that was awesome. Love auto corrected. I told you her languaging is on fire. Like you got to pay attention so you can catch the symbolism and all of the other things. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Oh my God. Thank you, Melanie, so much for that. That was beautiful on so many levels. It touched my spirit. Listen, if you have been served this evening, if you've been served tonight,
that's right.
Please put it in the chat box that I am full. I have been served. I have had a full course meal. I've had 5 courses and some dessert. And then I got a to-go bag on my way home.
Got a
doggy bag on the way home. If you have been served tonight, please put it in the chat box. And one of the things that I know for sure is that as women, we are better together than we are alone.
Yes.
And you have referred to this community repeatedly over and over and over again. And it's such a beautiful thing because we don't need to be afraid of each other. We really need to be in. Someone said this, another lady I talked to, Grace L. Holden, she said this, that we don't need to be in competition with each other. We don't need to compete with each other. We can complete each other in the sense that I can help you move to a place that you want to go because I may be an answer to a prayer that you have. But it's not until I position myself to be in a space to be open to you can I do that. But I got to love me first, sis, because I can't love you until I loved me. And I can't love me until I let the Father love me. And I understand He is love. Lord have mercy. And love gave love and brought love and dropped off love. And
love is love. Listen, He is love. He is all love. And He is the prescription for self-love. We think it's just ourselves. We think we are the ones that's giving the love, but we had to get it from somewhere.
Yes, we did.
We had to get it from somewhere. He is a prescription for self-love.
Yes, we did. He is a person. So we was writing. I'm a real doctor, but like my daughter said, you're not the kind of doctor that can write prescriptions. Yeah, I can't. But if I was writing prescriptions tonight, the prescription for love, It's the Father, period, point blank. It's
Period.
all of it. I love it, Melanie. Thank you. They got a full 7-day meal prep. Come on through, Jesus. Then give
Okay.
us a full 7-day meal prep.
Listen, I'm coming over. Who house is that? I'm coming over there.
I don't even know. It don't even tell me her name. It just say Facebook user. But listen, 7-day meal prep. I am here for it. This has been amazing. Sisters, if you enjoy this kind of community, I mean, this is what I believe in. I believe in building community for women. I have an entire network called the Your Extraordinary Life Network of women that I pour into on Facebook all the time. If you can go to joindrshana.com and be a part of that free Facebook group. If you want more love, I have an academy of women that I meet with on a weekly basis, and I pour into them even more things for women who are ready to do some more down and in the trenches kind of work. That's what we do. We talk about the things we talked about today. You know what, Melanie? Another thing that I'm doing right now that I'm so excited about, and it may be a woman on the line right now who needs this. I believe that women have powerful stories. Like you shared some amazing stories today, what you've gone through. Women in the comments been sharing some powerful stories. And the Spirit put on my heart to do an anthology project to help women share their stories in powerful ways. And that starts, and next week is when it all begins. If you're a woman and you're thinking, I got a story to tell, but I don't know how to tell it, God told me to help you do it. It wasn't my idea. I promise you, it wasn't what I said I wanted to do, but I listen when I'm told. This is your assignment. And so I'm helping up to 30 women in this year become authors by sharing their stories. And we're going to do some amazing things with this. It's a story, it's a book, it's a podcast, it's going to be a documentary. Like we're going to tell these stories and help women heal. Yes. Because another sister doesn't know she can heal until you share how you did. Because she didn't do it by herself, right? So it's us going through this together. So if you have thoughts about that, inbox me. I'd love to talk to you more about it. Join, and I'll put it down here. And I want you to tell us, Melanie, about your podcast, where we can find it. Tell us about it, because we want to make sure we're able to support you in that as well.
Yes, the podcast it's streaming. It will be streaming again. I'm coming back for season 2. I promise y'all. It is so peaceful. It's a meditation podcast designed to bring your soul peace during moments of anxiety. You like that tagline? And so there's so many of us that are just looking for peace in moments of anxiety. And I actually birthed that podcast at the right at the cusp of COVID last year. I went through several different things in my life, and I kind of put it on hold, and then I come back and then I write stuff. But it's Apple and Spotify and all those places that you can find it. It's called Soul Peaceful, SOUL, peaceful, so peaceful.
It's so peaceful. And if they go on to Spotify or Apple, they'll put in Soul Peaceful, and that's all they need to put.
They just put Soul Peaceful. That's it.
Okay, I'm gonna add that to the bottom so you guys can see that. I want you guys to be able to get Soul Peaceful. This is where you will find Melanie's podcast, and we need to hear that because it already has episodes that are already there. You're just going to come back with a season 2 soon. That's what you're saying?
Yes, it's coming back, but it's definitely some. And when you think about meditation and all of that, all of that, I'm coming from a place. It's only some of them are only 5 minutes long. So you're gonna be there forever. Just sitting there home, just a few moments. Just get quiet, just to quiet yourself, and just to hear what you need to do to just rest, relax, and get sleep.
Okay, we're going to use those in the academy. So if y'all in Dr. Shana's YXL Academy, Melanie Johnson is going to be getting us together on a daily basis. We're going to go through her episodes of her podcast. I appreciate you so much. And if they want to reach you, Melanie, is there anywhere else you want me to put here that they can reach you?
Definitely, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. My Instagram is Peaceful Oasis Counseling. I know that's long. Peaceful Oasis Counseling. My website is MelanieJoyceJohnson.com. That may be easier, and it can take you to Instagram and also to Facebook. My Facebook.
I'm going to put this on here, MelanieJoyceJohnson.com. Okay.
Yep.
So let's see. Does this one start to tick? There it is.
Yes.
So there's my IG. Make sure I spelled all that right.
That's good.
That's how you guys can reach Melanie. So listen.
Peaceful Oasis.
I misspelled oasis.
Peaceful.
Oh, peaceful. Let me get it right. I don't want folks looking for you and they can't find
They'll
you.
be like, that link
I
didn't
done,
work.
I done put peace. I forgot the full. Okay.
That's right.
I think we got it now. Let's see. Tick again. Go ahead and show that. Let me tell it to show it. All
Yeah.
right. There
That's,
we go.
yes.
There we go. All right. The ladies are saying, I'm glad I caught this. This is
Me too.
amazing info for our mental health. Salika says, I'm ready, Dr. Shana. All right, Salika, text me. You got my phone number. Let's talk. Jeanette says, hanging. This is true. Jeanette been hanging out with me since quarantine. Listen, I've been trying to keep us together. When the quarantine happened, I was like, let me get my sisters together for
Good.
sure. Diane is saying, I'm glad I caught this. It's an amazing info for our mental health.
Yeah.
Great. Yes, sis. I'm full just because my sis came and she blessed my soul tonight. And I
Yeah.
know she blessed yours as well, too. All
Yes.
right. Oh, Barbara, you said, what is my name? I'm Dr. Shayna Lewis. I will get in the comments and I will reply to you so you'll have that information. Okay, Barbara, to make sure we connect.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, any last words? Sis? We have said mouthfuls tonight. Like I'm telling you, I'm just,
Mhm.
woo.
Yeah, I do have one. I have one last word, and through all this whole process of trying to come out of anxiety and get through depression or the spirit of heaviness and the spirit of fear, if you want to be spiritual about it, is to give yourself grace, right?
Mm.
Give yourself time, give yourself grace. If it doesn't seem like it's changing tonight or then changing tomorrow, and things don't seem like they're getting better in a week or a month or so, just give yourself some grace and time. God understands, and He's going to use you for something greater than what you're going through right now. So just give yourself a moment. We give everybody else the benefit of the doubt. How about give
Mhm.
yourself a little grace too?
I love that. And
Yeah.
those of us in Texas, we just had that winter storm and it was rough, right? We had no electricity, power, all this kind of stuff. And one thing I just kept telling people, give yourself permission to just heal through this because you've been through something and it does take time. We don't just bounce back like we're not rubber bands. We
Okay.
heal and we feel, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I just love that. I mean, I love, your spirit is always, when I'm in your presence, it's always a blessing to my heart. I want you to know that I appreciate you so much.
Oh, hey, my sentiments exactly. I just love being in your presence every time I can. I
I do. And,
love
and the anointing that you have, baby, them words, when I tell you, you will move all kinds of folks with, oh my God, just so good. So just keep doing what you're doing.
yes.
Continue being who you are. And I just love continue walking in the gifts that God gave you.
Yes, thank you
Continue
so much.
doing
I love this platform. It is awesome. We definitely need this whole month of What's Love Got to Do with it. I'm telling you. It
it. We
just helped
do.
me perfect for a whole bunch of people.
It does. And if anyone is watching, this is night 4, right? We've been here every Sunday in the month of February. If you missed any of them, just check my page for the live videos. There are 4 of them. Go back and watch them. They have all been absolutely amazing. And when
Yeah.
I say they get us to, we didn't, if you don't have your edges snatched and you ain't feeling like you didn't figure something out in the month of February because of what's love got to do with it, I don't even know. You just need to really inbox me because we need to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, wig edges, whatever you got,
Everything,
whatever it
everything
is, you
we
got it
got
together today.
today.
Okay, this month we got it together.
We got it together.
So I just am so grateful for all of you who have been here. Rochelle says wonderful blessings. Yes, yes. Love y'all. Nothing y'all can do about it. Y'all give me energy and life. I just, oh my gosh, we're so much better together. So, ladies, I bid you adieu this evening. We're going to sign off. But wish you well. Continue to watch the page for other things that I have going on. Make sure you go to joindrshana.com so you don't miss anything, to get in the Facebook group so that you can be abreast of what's happening. And make sure you go follow Miss Melanie Joyce Johnson. This girl is bad. And I can't wait to see what else she does next. So y'all
Yeah,
have a great rest of your evening. And what's love got to do with it? Everything.
everything.
Everything. Our Father is love. So love has to be everything about
Yes.
everything that we do. All right. Y'all have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you next time. Good night.